Hey guys, this is Zach with Next Tech News, and this is day 2's coverage of CES 2018. I hope you guys thought these things were unique and cool, because I thought they were. Hope you enjoy. So one of the first things that caught my eye was this plexiglass car that Intel made. Then Samsung also had kind of a concept car, but it had no wheels. I think it was primarily to show this big display they had on the dash. And then in the Klipsch booth, they had this boat in there so you could see all their speakers inserted in the actual boat. And then here in the LG booth, as usual, they had an amazing walkthrough display of all these curved screens. Some were curved inward like you see at the stores all the time, but some were even curved outward, which I'm very curious if that is an actual product or not. But please enjoy this very immersive experience LG provided.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, I see. There's image-wise. Each one of these is just one video process. Yeah. Some of these TVs are curved the other way, though. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. That's what you have to build. What? An image?
One of the next things I thought was pretty cool was at a different Samsung booth, they had this VR ride thing going. It had a ride where everyone had their little VR goggles on and were moving around, but then it also had skiing and snowboarding, as well as a guy in a single ride that was like actually moving around all the way around. It was pretty cool. And then I wouldn't exactly call this unique or anything, but I'm just a big fan of Sony's cameras since I use the a6300 and they just caught my eye. And then in the Panasonic booth, they had this cool demo going where they were showing basically these are future goggles that they plan to make, and they were demonstrating how they would work at FSU Stadium. So this is, for example, you can get statistics on all the different players, your favorite players, all that kind of thing while you're sitting in the stadium. And then they even demonstrated how it could give you like live feeds of what's going on the field, like how many yards left until the first down and stuff like that. And then even give you instant replay in the glasses themselves, which I just thought was really cool. And then this was this really unique case, but it had such a boring computer on the inside, which just made me kind of laugh, but it was made by Inno and CD. And then outside Workhorse, which is an old tractor company, actually has this all-electric pickup truck, which is a great idea in my opinion, because you get all that space for batteries. Plus, they had this like helicopter meant for personal traveling or something like that, or they think it's the future of traveling or something. And it was also all electric, which was pretty cool. And then this was a really cool booth. This company is making all electric scooters, which I'm a big fan of scooters because I use one regularly, and they had two different battery packs. One's a 40-mile range battery pack and a 90-mile range battery pack, but it was light enough to be a suitcase, and then you set it onto the bike, and the bike even has a folding point, so all of it, they said, could fit in the back of a Jetta, like a small little car. So I just thought that was amazing. It's a really interesting company, and you guys should definitely check them out. The scooter had this cool touchscreen display, which I thought was pretty cool to show your speedometer and everything. And in case you guys wanted to look them up, the company's name is UJet, but just realize it is kind of an expensive thing. They said it was $8,000 for the 40-mile range battery. Then at the Thermaltake booth, I saw bunches of pretty cool looking computers, and obviously they caught my eye because I'm a big fan of Thermaltake's open air cases, and they had a couple of those on display. So hope you guys enjoy all their different computer builds they had on display. At the MSI booth, they also had a couple on display that were pretty cool, and they had this one with metal tubing, which honestly I'm a big fan of metal tubing, so it caught my eye. And then they had the iBuy power case with the built-in LCD side panel, which I had to show off to you guys, which you might have seen it already, but I just think it's pretty cool. And then they had a bunch of other cool builds in the display as well. And then this is just all their different motherboards and graphics cards and all that kind of thing they had on display. And then they had this workstation and gaming little PCs that you can put on your desks and everything, and they were super compact. I thought they were pretty cool. And then at the AMD booth, they had all these different Threadripper motherboards on display. I mean, it was cool because obviously I have a Threadripper computer. And then they had a couple other computers. Some of them were cool, some of them were just kind of more normal. But then they had these server cases on display with EPYC processors in them, and I don't know, that was just sick. 64 cores could go in this thing, and who knows how much RAM. I didn't even get them to answer that, but Jesus, that was a lot of RAM slots. Hope you guys enjoyed my coverage of CES 2018, and stay tuned for day 3. This is Zach with Next Tech News. See ya!